Hi there. Welcome back to another quick and easy watercolor painting. I'm going to do something very loose and very quick today. I have a 140-pound piece of watercolor paper taped onto my board. And this is just a number 4 round watercolor brush. It's actually pretty small for covering this whole thing. I probably should have used something that was like a larger flat brush, like this would get the job done in half the time. Anyways, whatever you have. So I'm going to take this brush and I wet it again. I'm going to pick up some of this Payne's gray. Payne's gray is a pretty common color for working in watercolor. I'm just trying to lay on, just a quick background here. I'm trying to keep it kind of sketchy looking, and I'm gonna make some like a hard land surface sort of coming down across here. Again, I'm just gonna put some quick brush strokes in there. Maybe bump up the saturation level here. So I just took my brush and I put it right into the Payne's gray watercolor paint, and I'm just gonna put some right across like that. I'm going to pick up a little bit more, and I'm going to do sort of maybe a shoreline or something that's a little bit further away. And we're going to let that all bleed together for a second, okay? Don't get in too much of a rush here. Now, I'm not going to pick up any more Payne's gray because I think there's quite a bit left on this brush. And I'm just going to put in some trees sort of in the background back here. So kind of sketchy, just, some trees off in a distance. And you see I'm just tapping the brush onto my watercolor paper. I'm not picking up any more paint. I'm not doing long brush strokes. I'm just tapping it on there like that, okay? Give a little bit more here. And you can see how all that's bleeding together. That's exactly what we want to do. So just let this sit for a couple of minutes. You don't have to do anything to it. Let it dry, and let's see what we get. Okay, so I let that sit for a couple of minutes, only about 2 minutes. So it's very, the paper is still quite wet, but most of the puddle of water on the top has left. So I'm gonna pick up this puddle of Payne's gray that I have right here. So we're gonna put in a large tree sort of right here. And you'll see how that sort of starts to bleed almost instantly as I touch it. I'm going to pick up a little bit more concentrated Payne's gray. And I'm just going to put in some nice little branches. See, it's still quite wet. I'm just using the very tip of the brush, and I'm pulling out of the puddle here. Pulling out of the puddle. Give myself some very jaggedy sort of tree branches. They'll look like they're fading off into the distance. And I'm going to put a little bit of maybe some roots down here. Let some of that bleed. Put a little bit more into this. And I'm just going to put a couple of more smaller trees. And I'm just going to flick off like that. Be very deliberate about where it is that you put your marks. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit more Payne's gray. Make some of this sort of go off like that. That's sort of the effect that I was going for right there, that bleeding effect right there that we got. And these trees look like they're off in a distance. I'm going to pick up a little bit more just straight Payne's gray and put in a couple of more little branches. A couple little more roots there. All right, let's let this dry and see what we get. All right, that took about, well, it took quite a while to dry. I ended up having to take the hair dryer to it, but you can see how these trees here got pushed way back into the distance, and it sort of looks like maybe a shoreline or something on the other side here. And this tree here sort of turned out pretty much the way that I was thinking about it. And then these little trees here pushed back into the distance. Let's put our mat on here and see what we get. Yeah, you see, that's pretty much what I was thinking about right there. So yeah, that turned out all right. This is, when you put the mat on it, you really start to see how, you know, you can move the mat around to get more sky, more land, whatever it might be. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. Give it a try. I'd love to hear from you. If you got a question or a comment, please leave it in the comment section. If you're currently a subscriber, thank you very much. And if you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Have an awesome day. I hope all your paintings turn out. See you next time.